Alright everybody, what's going on? It's Thundershot, and today we've got a huge bit of Dragon Ball Super news. Now, for those of you guys who, of course, know, Dragon Ball Super releases in Japan in about 4 days. Some news came out late last night from a conference in Japan where Akira Toriyama himself came up and kind of explained the plot line to Dragon Ball Super. So, I got this article from Kaizenshu. The link to this will be in the description down below if you guys want to read it for yourself, but I'm kind of going to read it and then give my thoughts on it for you here today. There should be some J-Stars or some Xenoverse gameplay in the background for right now. But this is what we have to offer. The V-Jump channel recently hosted a Dragon Ball Super Complete Showcase event on July 1st at 1 p.m. in Tokyo. So it was like 1 a.m. for us over here, something like that. The event was streamed live, blah, 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 yada, yada. Good morning, the rock band Good Morning America, shit like that. Following brief introductions from producer Atsushi Kido, excuse me. A message from Akira Toriyama was displayed on screen. On the latter portion of this message had been previously published in V-Jump and was recently added to the series' official website. However, this former portion of his comments on Dragon Ball Super are much more intriguing, as they reveal the series' overall plot. Be warned, there are heavy spoilers beyond this point. By heavy spoilers, I've read through it before. Stuff we already know, kind of mixed in with stuff we could kind of guess. It's not. It says heavy spoilers. It basically just tells you what the show's going to be about. It doesn't reveal like, oh, this person dies, or oh, this happens, and it's huge, and it's nothing that I'm about to read for you. I don't think is going to be a huge plot twist that you guys didn't see coming. So they say heavy spoilers, but if it's all right, it's all right. Just listen. All right, so this is it. This is Akira Toriyama's little statement that he made. Dragon Ball Super is a complete continuation of the Majin Buu story arc. It's a good bit of post-battle aftermath. So what he's saying is that, you know how Dragon Ball Z, Z kind of goes to the Buu arc, and then there's like a there's like a 5 or 8 year or 10 year gap or whatever, and then the end of Z, the last episode of Z happens. He's saying this is between that. He's still not denying that the end of Z didn't happen, which kind of sucks, because I want him to come out and say that the end of Z didn't happen and Z really ended at the Buu arc, but he's not doing that. So he's saying we got the Dragon Ball Super arc here coming up. Anyways, he says the Dragon Ball is a complete continuation of the Majin Buu story arc. It's a good, it's got a bit of post-battle aftermath. Continues with Battle of the Gods arc, or Battle of Gods arc, where the God of Destruction Beerus appears, and the Revival of F arc, where Frieza comes back to life. And then I've written a strange new story where they finally depart, even in this universe. They're fighting against their neighbors, Universe 6. Okay, so that's probably where Champa's from. That's probably where Champa and Female Whis is from, or Female Whis is from, is Universe 6. That's probably what's going on there. I'll talk more about how he's mentioned Revival of F and Battle of Gods here in a minute, but I'm going to get through the whole article first. Universe 6. They'll yell at me if I give away too many spoilers, so I'll keep the rest a secret. But they're chasing after giant Super Dragon Balls. Super Dragon Balls. I know I heard the name Dragon Ball Super, but I honestly didn't expect Super Dragon Balls. I think that things will unfold in a bright and simple way that will be really fun and exciting. Since it's another universe, loads of new characters will turn up. I'll do my best to draw tons of character designs as necessary, so I'm looking forward to this too. You know, it suddenly occurred to me that somewhere along the line, Dragon Ball the anime has become quite a huge story. Since I'm the guy who drew the thing, it's a bit weird for me to say this, but when I first started it, I never dreamed it would have a universe as a setting, and then he chuckles a little bit. Don't worry though, it's still going to be the same sort of easy to understand content as always. Please be sure to watch Dragon Ball Super on TV. Dragon Ball Super begins airing July 5th, 2015 on Fuji TV. It is the first all-new TV series for the franchise in 18 years, etc., blah, blah, blah. So yeah, there's a couple different things we got to highlight here. Number one, he's keeping it, when he says simple to understand content as always, the same thing Dragon Ball's always been. You know what's happening. There's not a huge, there's not like deep thought plot twist and things like that going on. It's just, it's going to be Dragon Ball. It's going to be Dragon Ball, and that's a good sign. But he says that it continues with a Battle of Gods arc, where God of Destruction Beerus appears, and the Revival of F arc, which implies that he's going to have 2 arcs based on the movies. Now, originally what I thought that meant is maybe there was going to be footage of Dragon Ball Super, maybe like Episode 1, that builds up to Battle of Gods, and then we just kind of expect the Battle of Gods happened, and then Episode 3 or Episode 2 would pick up kind of where Battle of Gods left off. That's what I thought in my mind, is that they were going to kind of hint and show clips similar to like what happened in Battle of Gods, but it was always going to be implied that we had watched that movie, and then it would skip over that. Same thing with Revival of F or Fukatsu no F, that sort of thing. But after talking with Toasty a little bit, I chatted up with him. Toasty was pretty sure it was going to be more of an adaptation of Battle of Gods and of Fukatsu no F, which an adaptation would mean basically the first season, probably, maybe first season or two, is going to be a retelling of the story of Battle of Gods and then a retelling of the story of Fukatsu no F. But with, I would guess it would be more of a first season thing, because like I said, it's something we've already seen. But with Champa and female Whis kind of behind the scenes. Maybe there's times when, maybe there's times in Battle of Gods when Beerus was off camera, when he was really like, I don't know, telepathically communicating with Champa or something like that. Or maybe he talked with Champa a lot before he left to go to Earth, and we didn't get to see that in Battle of Gods. Maybe Champa is the one who told him he needed to destroy Earth if he didn't come back with a Super Saiyan God or something like that. I'm not 100% sure on it. But I've said this before in previous videos. I hope they don't change Battle of Gods the way it was in the movie, because I really like the movie. I haven't seen Fukatsu no F yet, but I'm hoping that stays the way it is too, because Toriyama, when both these movies came out, said they were canon. A lot of people came at me like, well, it's just like the Broly and Cooler movies. They were there, but they're not really canon. No, Akira Toriyama came out and said Battle of Gods and Fukatsu no F were canon. Now, if he writes over them, obviously this new tale for the sake of Dragon Ball Super is going to be what's canon, but I doubt they're going to clash too much, other than like things happening slightly differently with Champa and female Whis involved. I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about that whole thing. I'm always going to stick with my guns, and that Akira Toriyama's writing it, so regardless of whether it erases over or writes over Battle of Gods or not, it's going to be good. That's what I'm pretty set on, is that it's going to be good. But anyways, no, he's written a strange new story where they finally depart. They even leave this universe. They're fighting against their neighbors in Universe 6. So, once again, I think they're in Universe 7, if I remember Battle of Gods correctly. They're in, Beerus is the god of destruction for Universe 7. There are 12 universes total, but they're fighting their neighbor in Universe 6 right now, which of course seems to be Champa and female Whis. But it's confirmed that they're actually fighting their neighbors, which to me says Champa is a bad guy. We had all kind of guessed Champa was going to be a bad guy, based on the fact that Akira Toriyama came out in previous interviews and always said red was a color that represents like power, but also anger. Just the way Champa's been drawn, he just kind of seems like a pissy guy in general. So Champa is probably pretty much confirmed to be a bad guy. I don't know if Beerus is going to be fighting Champa, because Beerus going on against someone sounds badass. I don't know if Beerus is going to try to train Goku so Goku can fight Champa. Maybe Goku tries to become the god of destruction for Universe 6 instead. That seems highly unlikely, and I doubt it'll happen. But I'm spitballing ideas here. They'll yell at me if I give away too many spoilers, so I got to keep the rest a secret. They're chasing Super Dragon Balls, which God only knows what they could need a Super Dragon Ball for that the regular Dragon Balls couldn't get done. Maybe Shenron can't interfere with other universes, and maybe they need a wish that has to do with another universe. Maybe they're looking for Super Dragon Balls to save Universe 6 or something. I'm not 100% sure. And what all can a Super Dragon do other than maybe wish for the universes? Do you think he's like, oh, I can grant 17 wishes instead because I'm super or something? I don't know. A lot of possibilities here. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting to see Dragon Ball Super when it comes out, because it is going to be a weekly show, so I will definitely keep an eye out for dubs as soon as they hit. It's going to be interesting to see how those unfold, like how quickly we can get, not dubs, how quickly we can get the subtitles, how quickly the dub version is going to come to the US, things like that. It's going to be fun. Since it's in another universe, loads of new characters will turn up. Akira Toriyama's character designs are usually pretty bitchin', so I'm looking forward to a bunch of new characters, a bunch of new character level strength. Hopefully with a bunch of new characters, what that means is maybe when they go to another universe, they'll be able to take like Roshi or Gohan or Yamcha or Tien, and maybe they'll find other characters that like Yamcha and Tien and Krillin can all have good battles with, because that was one of my biggest complaints with Z. When Z came out, is that very quickly Krillin, Yamcha, even Tien, and some of the other Earthlings all became really useless. Basically, anyone who wasn't a Super Saiyan, then by the end of the saga, even people who were Super Saiyans were still kind of useless to an extent. So I'm hoping we get better fights out of those guys, and that they can actually matter in some of the things they do. They got to fight in Fukatsu no F. I haven't seen it, but I've seen enough to know that they get to fight in Fukatsu no F. I think that's really good. But I'm going to keep moving on. You know, it suddenly occurred to me that somewhere along the line, Dragon Ball, the anime, has become quite a huge story. Since I'm the guy who drew the thing, it's a bit weird for me to say this, but when I first started out, I never dreamed it would have a universe as a setting. And that kind of took me back for a second, because, like, think of the first episode of Dragon Ball, right? You got little Goku in a forest. Look, he can't find his grandpa Gohan, but he's got a Dragon Ball, and they're gonna go find the other Dragon Balls because Bulma shows up on a motorbike. You know what I mean? And think about how it builds through Dragon Ball, and Goku becomes like this really honed-in, technique-based fighter who can fuck bitches, get money, that kind of thing. And then Z starts, and we got he goes to another world. He dies, goes to another planet, trains under Kaioken, that kind of thing. Has to go to another planet to get Dragon Balls. When he comes back to life, he gets switched back to life. Has to go to another planet to get big Dragon Balls, and then fight Frieza because Frieza's screwing everybody's day up. Super Saiyan becomes a thing. They end up in Elder Kai planet eventually to fight Majin Buu. Just the whole building, and now all of a sudden we've got the God of Destruction showing up in Battle of Gods, looking for his Super Saiyan God, and then now they're going to another universe. Just how Dragon Ball's grown like that over the very long life that it's had. It's just kind of cool. But anyways, no, I've rambled on a bit. I want to know you guys' thoughts. I've talked enough. I want to know you guys' thoughts on this whole situation in the comment section down below. Try not to judge if there's something about the plotline that you didn't like for some reason. If there's something that you really, really don't like that sticks out to you, try not to judge too harshly because it's not out yet. I still see a lot of people, and like I made a few ridiculous claims here, but I see a lot of people on Twitter going on rants or people making really, really ridiculous, like out there stretch videos. I don't know. It's probably not my place to say anything. But, yeah, just don't be too upset about it, bottom line, until we get to see it. It's going to be exciting to see it. I'm going to watch it with subs, but I cannot wait for the dub version to come out because the dub is always amazing. Sean Schemmel, Christopher Sabat, the whole lot of guys. The dub is always fantastic. But that's going to wrap it up for me here today, guys. I want to thank you guys for coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. A little update on Dragon Ball Super and the plotline. If you guys are new around here, feel free to hit the subscribe button for more Dragon Ball Super news as it comes out. And I'm also doing Dragon Ball Xenoverse and J-Stars right now. Any Dragon Ball news in general that comes out. And I'm also a video game guy. So subscribe for that. Please leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video. As always, I'm Thundershot, and I'm out. Peace, guys.